Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Subject Trends Network Critical Thinking in the 21st Century. Today, we will have a new lesson called Emergence of Trends, which is the continuation of your Lesson 1. Without further ado, let's start. At the end of the Module 2, the student should able to first describe the meaning of trend spotting, next, explain how a person can spot a trend, and lastly, answer the concepts of factors influencing the emergence of trends. Now that we know the difference of trend and fad, let's move on the topic, spotting a trend. Someone or something starts or causes as a trend. A person who starts a trend is called trendsetter. The individual's act or the event has attracted attention, earned acceptance, and created strong interest and influence on people. It demonstrates an accelerated spread among various sectors and areas and creates a deep and wide scope of influence on people, sectors, and the environment. Thus, it leads to changes. These changes is called trend spotting. It refers to the ability to identify emerging trends and is rooted in the capacity to recognize patterns. Now, these patterns can be seen usually in the internet. So now, what is pattern? So pattern is defined as the recurrence of a response or behavior in prescribed arrangement or order. Patterns is very important to trend spotting because it shows now the development or changes in a trend. According to Edward Thorndike, he related now pattern as the law of effect. He indicated that response get repeated if it is satisfying. It is not repeated if its effect is discomfort. According to B.F. Skinner, he also related pattern in operant conditioning. He indicated that learning through reinforcement has system of reward and punishment. The same is true with patterns. If there is a trend, people would usually treat it as a reward for themselves, and at the same time, the downside of this, if the trend is now not effective, they will not use it. In order to follow and observe if a pattern emerges out of various events and phenomena, one should have tools necessary to detect it. The tools that a trend spotter should find handy to use are categorized into 4 activities. This is according to the thinkers Ren and Lindqvist. These are the following. First is documentation. This means being able to record your observations which you consider related to any trend. The important thing in documentation is the ability to physically keep information and data wherever and whenever you may be. The next is archive or memory. This means being able to easily retrieve any documentation you have kept. Nowadays, the most space-saving of archiving is turning the physical into digital. Notes can be scanned or converted to a portable document format or PDF, while digital pictures can be easily saved now. It is being saved in Google Drive and other places. Third, we have now analysis. This is the stage where examination and combination happen. Looking for patterns or prospective trends can be achieved through these methods: brainstorming, grouping, and crafting combinations. In brainstorming, you decide which from your data is important and which can be discarded. In grouping, you can create headings where observations and data can fall under. And lastly, in crafting combinations, you begin to link one thing to another thing and think what could happen if these are taken step further, more like generating new ideas. Lastly, presentation. This is representing your findings for easy understanding as a way of analysis. This includes identifying emerging patterns can be used to introduce to individuals, organizations, and communities change, improvement, transformation, and new opportunities. In addition, once patterns are identified, Trends are given rational explanations for their further emergence or existence, and are provided with a better understanding of their cultural origins. Since trends are seen in the internet, let's move on to the trends in social media. First is digital disinformation on the rise. Digital disinformation is defined as the false or misleading information that is spread deliberately to deceive with more news of social media. Digital disinformation on social media, including conspiracy theories, has been increasing since February 2020, according to the study of Talkwalker. The second is the start of profit from social media videos. Social media videos are on the rise. YouTube, Alibaba, and Instagram are among the platforms that have announced new measures to help brands boost their revenues. In addition, there is a lot of ways to create money online. One is being an influencer, wherein they would create content and they are getting paid by it. Lastly, the proliferation of memes on social media. Memes usage and mentions rose 26% from August 2019 to July 2020 and are expected to trend in 2021. Memes are a way of expression of millennials. It is an element of culture or system of behavior that may be considered to be passed from one individual to another. It may be a humorous image, idea, piece of text, or others that is copied and spread rapidly by internet users. Now, let's move on to the factors influencing the emergence of trend. We have three main ideas called government, ICT, and mass media. In order to not get things getting repeated, reminder, in Module 7, you will discuss now the types of government and democratic interventions. The same as true in Module 8, you will also discuss now the information and communication technology. Now, let's move on to the mass media. Mass media is defined as the channels, ways, or vehicles that aid in communicating or transferring information to a larger number of people. Next, the types of mass media. First is print. It is defined as the longest form of mass media. This includes newspapers, books, magazines, pamphlets, brochures, and journals. The next is recordings. It took the form of compact discs or CDs or DVDs, which stores audio files, speeches, and voices. Next is cinema. Cinema became a mass medium in 1910. It features not only sounds but moving pictures. In some books, it is also related to movies. The next is radio. It is a popular mass medium in 1920s. Radio can be streamed because it is broadcasted real time. The next is television. It was able to annex other mass medias into one and offers more format that other medias cannot provide, like the different channels and so forth. The next is Internet. It emerged during the 1990s. It is a construction of interconnected networks that gives an easy access and distribution of resources. Lastly, we have mobile phones. Fuses all other mass medium into one. It is the most portable media so far, and other gadgets emerge from this, like smartphones, iPads, and others. Now that you finish the different topics in Module 2, your activity will be a short summative assessment. Please review the concepts in Module 2. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned something from this video lecture. Feel free to ask questions from your subject teacher. See you on the next video.